Hey everybody, and welcome back to Bigfoot Cooking, where today we are making a no-bake Chips Ahoy peanut butter chocolate cheesecake. Yeah, a long title, but oh man, this stuff is so good. That's right. I know you've seen Oreos used as a no-bake crust, but why can't you use Chips Ahoy? Well, that's the thing. You can, and I'm going to show you how. So we're going to get all these lovely ingredients mixed together piece by piece. That's right. This is a step-by-step process. But we are going to get this all mixed together, and we are going to have us something just so nummy in the tummy. So let's get started on making up a crust. Oh, before I forget, I'm also running a contest. That's right. I will send you a certified Bigfoot Cooking sticker. You can put this thing wherever you'd like, where you want to keep it or where you want to annoy people. That's your decision. Now, to enter the contest, all you have to do, send me an email. Just shoot it straight to this address right here. That's right. hairball@bigfootcooking.com. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to run this contest until I get 750 subscribers. At that time, I'm going to pick 8 of the people that said, hey, I subscribed and here I am. I'm going to pick 8 of y'all, and I'm going to send you guys a genuine certified sticker. That's right. No $10.99, no cost to you, no nothing. Thank you for watching. Now, for the other 2, I'm going to send a sticker to someone that just sends me something really cool, something that I go, hey, that's kind of neat. Surprise me. Send me something unique. And if I really like it, you get a sticker. And for the guy or girl who clicks the 750th, send me a screenshot where it shows, boom, 750. I will send you a sticker automatically. That's right. Easiest way to win. So now that we got that out of the way, let's start making a crust. Now we're going to need about 20 cookies for each cheesecake. I am doing a double batch, so in this case I'm going to need 40. However, I seem to only have 38. I think someone got into them.
It wasn't me. Check with the ducks. Yeah, I'll check with the ducks in the back. Maybe they know what's going on. Yeah, matter of fact, I'll go check on them right now and see what they're doing. I didn't take the cookies.
And I hate to break it to them, I already checked with the ducks. They're pretty truthful. I knew who to ask. They told off on him. So that's okay. We're 1 cookie short. You know what? It's like crying over spilled milk. 1 cookie is not going to make the difference. We are going to load this guy up, and let's turn these cookies into crumbs. We may have to do this in 2 steps. We're just gonna hit the power and then pulse it until it's chippy chewy. Ooh, that's full. I think I can get all these guys in here. We're gonna have a full house, I guarantee you that. All right, they did fit. And they look pretty doggone good too for a crust. Now, let me get my, in this case, whole stick. If you were doing 1, you would only need a half a stick, but this is a double recipe. So now let me get a whole stick of melted Kerrygold. That's right, because that's like my favorite butter out there. Let me get my stick of Kerrygold, and we're gonna drizzle it in and mix it up. Ah, yes. Let's pour this guy in here. Whee, away it goes. And now we pulse again to incorporate. All right, looks like wet sand on the beach. That's just what we're after. Now, let me get a little parchment paper. We're gonna put that in the bottom of our spring forms, and we're gonna teach Oreos that they ain't the only boss in town. Let me show you how to do this one. Usually with your spring forms, you've got a side that's dished in and a side that's kind of, well, obviously anti-dished in. You're gonna want to use that side against the parchment paper. So we'll set this here, we'll flip it over. What we'll do then is kind of fold in the edges and just kind of crinkle it up a little bit, but get it where it's kind of tight on that. Then, when you flip it over, you kind of got your plate. You'll take your ring, we'll set it on where we can get a hold of the band, tighten it up, and bam. Now you've got parchment paper in here, and what we'll do, we'll take this and we'll trim it off so it fits a little better. Now this is an arts and craft grade trimming material here. You're just kind of trying to get it back enough so that later on you'll have the paper sticking out. So that way when we pull it out of here, it goes so much easier. I've got my 2 spring forms ready to go. Let's take our cookie mix here and divide it in half and fill it in. That looks about right. Now I could weigh them if I wanted them to be absolutely exact, but you know, close enough is close enough on this one. Now that we've got them in here, you can either get yourself a little bottle of something and kind of mash this down, or in this case, I'm just going to use my hands to kind of spread this out, pack it in, and get the crust ready. All right, we have our 2 crusts done. Now we're gonna put these guys in the fridge for about an hour. That way the butter cools back down, it gets the crust solid, and then we can work on the chocolate part of the chocolate cream cheese. Ooh, this is awesomely delicious. Okay, so while our crust is a-cooling, let's get our cheese a-creaming. Now again, remember, double recipe. Normally you would only use 1 of these, but we are putting 2 in here for this guy. Now these guys have been out of the fridge for quite a few hours, so they are good and soft. You want them pretty close to room temperature. The softer they are, the easier it is to mix up, but the more of a pain in the butt it is to get it out of the package, that's for sure. So let's see. Ah, that one fell out. Let's see, 2 for 2. Come on. All right, both of them came out of the package pretty good. We'll set this guy in, lock him, and just put him on low for a little while. Let it get all this kind of mixed up so it's not 2 bricks anymore. Now we're going to add in our cup of sugar. Again, this should be a half a cup if you're making a normal cheesecake. We'll just bounce him right on in there. All right, that disappeared pretty quick. Now let's go ahead and add our tablespoon times 2. Now before I drizzle in the chocolate, I'm going to go ahead and scrape it down one good time. That way there's no packets of sugar hidden anywhere. All right, everybody looks pretty good there. Lock and load. And from here, we're going to take our chocolate. We're not just going to dump it all in. We're just going to do a slow pour. Now, I've already microwaved this. I've got it where, although it's not bubbly, it's nice and soft and melted. It should mix in here just oh so pretty. All right, that was 4 ounces of chocolate for each cheesecake for a total of 8, because again, double recipe. Now, if you dump it all in at once, what can actually happen is, depending on the temperature of your cheese, it can actually cool the chocolate back down and solidify it. You don't want a chunk of chocolate, you want everything to be chocolatey. Looks pretty good. Time for another scrape. All right, looking pretty good. Now from here, we're gonna use 3/4 cup of whipped cream. We're gonna make some whipped cream for this guy and fold it in. If you didn't wanna do that, you could do Cool Whip. And to be honest with you, I don't feel like cleaning this bowl out, so we are gonna try another experiment. I'm gonna see if I can make whipped cream in the food processor. Don't know if it works, so this may be a bust, but let's find out together. Now again, this normally is 3/4 cup, but double recipe. Yes, I know I've said double recipe more than double times, but I just don't want to mix you guys up, and I don't want to mix me up, because I might single recipe a double recipe ingredient, and then, well, we ain't got the right stuff. So, all right. Here it goes. Power on and high. Yep, not yet. I'm too eager. I don't want to over chunk it. I just want it just right. That's pretty daggone cool. That worked out just right. I literally watched it go from spinning around like a liquid, and all of a sudden it just went scoop and seized right up, and lo and behold, we have whipped cream. Now, let me fold it into this good old batch right here. Man, that worked really good. Sometimes the stupid things really impress me. We'll just pull this guy off of here and scoop us out some amazing whipped cream. Tell you what, I gotta do this more often. Sometimes the dumb things really work really well. And it was fast too. Like, what, 30, 45 seconds and boom, done. Now you just want to kind of fold this in. You don't want to stir it up like you're trying to make pancake batter, because all the bubbles that you put in right here, well, then they go away and you lose that light and fluffy feel that you're going for. All right, we've got this mixed as delicately as we could. Let me go get the bases out and let's put some chocolate in the bottom. All right, we got our bases out of the fridge, and as you'll notice, they look exactly the same, except now I can touch them and not have butter on my fingertips. They have set beautifully. Let's go ahead and scoop out some of our chocolate cheesecake and set it right in here. Oh yeah. Let me make sure I get it all out of here first. I'm dumping all this in the middle because we're doing this as a layered event, and I don't want it to touch the edges until I'm ready for it to touch the edges. All right, so now we got them both dished out. Again, if I wanted to be precision, I could weigh them and make sure they still weighed the same, but in this case, close enough is close enough. I'm gonna take my spatula now and work it out to the edge. The reason why I wanna take my time doing this is when you cut this thing, when you see the outside edge, you want to see those clean layers between the chocolate and the peanut butter. And if you just smear it up on the edges of it, you're not gonna get that look. Precision, you know? Like I say, you eat with your eyes and you want it to look amazing. So let me just slowly work this out. Now again, depending on how picky you are, will determine how much you go back with like a paper towel and wipe the edges up and everything just to get that perfect line around it. It does make a difference when you look at it from the outside, but your taste buds, they can't tell the difference. So now that these two guys are laid out, let me put them in the fridge and let them sit for an hour. Oh, and then it's time to work on the peanut butter part. Let's go. Now let's get ready for the top layer, the peanut butter cheesecake. This is pretty much gonna be just like the bottom layer, except we're adding peanut butter instead of chocolate. So once again, let me get these guys open and dumped in. And now, peanut butter. It's a little tough just to dump in peanut butter, so I'm gonna have to stop it and scrape it off and make it fit, but you know what? You want your peanut butter, right? That's right, half a cup of it, times 2. All right, peanut butter in, and now, mixing time. And of course, can't forget scraping time. All right, everybody looks happy here. And I guarantee you they taste happy because it smells happy. Bunch of peanut butter, bunch of vanilla. Now, we need to do it again. We need to whip this bad boy out, and we need to make us some whipped cream. That's gonna be my new way to do it, because I tell you what, it's quick, fast, and easy. All right, let's just add our 1.5 cups, which remember, that's double. So normally you're 3/4 cup. And this time, I'm gonna have to stop it. You can literally look in the top of it and see how it changes. And just like before, we'll pull this guy out. Man, I don't know. I just think that's so cool. Sometimes it's the little things that make you happy, right? Scrape all this goodness out. And just like before, we fold it in. Just kind of pull it up and flip it over. Pull it up and flip it over. Until everything is one color. All right, everything is now one color. It's time to get the cheesecakes out of the fridge, plop them down here, and load them with goodness. And just like before, we're gonna guess as to what half is. We'll start in the middle and work our way out. Close enough, you think? Let's go ahead and just like before, we'll work the inside of it and get it to the outside. Now we could stop here. We could set these guys in the fridge, let them sit overnight, and then tomorrow, good. But I think we need to make a ganache. Oh yes, let's make a ganache. Let me put these back in the fridge and start the cooling process, and let's get some chocolatey goodness on top. All right, let's mix us up a ganache. Really all it is 1 part whipping cream to 2 parts chocolate chips. That's it. We've got this where it was just right before it started boiling, steaming hot. And all we're gonna do, we're gonna pour this guy into here. And you're gonna mix it up until it makes a nice, creamy, smooth looking pudding, I guess, for lack of a better word. Takes a few minutes. You know, I'm not really sure why I grabbed a spoon. I should have grabbed a whisk. It would have worked so much better. But we have it mixed up nicely, no lumps, a good pudding consistency. Let me grab out our cheesecakes. That's right, chocolate topping. All you have to do is just pour it on here. Ooh, look at that. Is that not rich and pretty? Let's see, let me make sure I share the wealth. I do have 2 of them here. Oh, this is gonna be delectable. Smooth this out. Now you don't want to take too long on this because since you have a cool cheesecake and a hot ganache, well, they're gonna come together and form a quick cool down. You see, you start to break. Oh yeah, that's looking fancy right there. Now, once again, we'll set this in the fridge overnight, and tomorrow we're gonna be ready to slice into this goodness. I can't wait. You know, I just keep thinking of one more thing to put on top of it, even though this looks amazing. Say you wanted to put, oh, happy birthday or a Merry Christmas or Bigfoot Cooking on top of one. There's a way to do it. You can freehand it if you're artsy, but if you're not, well, let me show you how to do that. Let me put this back in the fridge and we are gonna make the perfect topping for this perfect dessert. All right, we've got some vanilla chocolate chips here. These are called meltables. They come in little packs like this. These are great for any kind of little chocolate artwork that you want to do. It melts really simple and spreads really well, and that's what we're after. So I'm gonna take this, let me pop them in the microwave until our chips become liquid. Actually, I spoke too soon. Let's stop the microwave because let's get the art that we're gonna do set up first. Now, to do this process, we're going to do, hey, you've seen this logo before? I printed it out backwards on a sheet of paper. This will make sense in a minute. We're gonna set this guy down here, and I've got a piece of parchment paper that I've cut to just slightly smaller than the ring. We'll set it right here on top of it, because as you see, you can see right through it. Now what we're gonna do from there, I'm gonna finish melting the chocolate. We're gonna put it into our redneck piping bag, AKA a Ziploc bag, and you are gonna cut just the smallest bit on the corner, and we are gonna, well, it's like coloring in the lines. So let me melt the chocolate and let's get started on this. Now that we've got our chocolate nice and melted up. That's right, good little paste right there. Still pretty warm too. For this right here, if you're not stable, if you're gonna move stuff while you're doing it, tape it together, just a little piece of paper tape on the one corner or something, and that'll hold this still, that'll keep it from sliding. But for now, we're gonna take our Ziploc bag and we are gonna scoop this chocolate into it, make ourselves a small piping bag, since I still haven't found mine. Now, just so you know too, this is way more chocolate than I'm going to need, but if you have just a very small amount of it, it cools down very quickly. So by having a bigger piece, it takes it a little bit longer to cool down, gives you a little more work time. All right, now we're gonna zip our bag up here, and we are gonna shake all this down into the corner, kind of give it a little assistance here, get us a nice happy corner here. All right, a little twist up. You don't want to put any pressure on this. You want a flumpy, lumpy bag, because if you put too much on it, when you cut the end off right here, you're going everywhere. And speaking of cutting the end, I mean, when I say cut small, I'm talking like pencil point. So you can't even see I cut it, but it's gonna work out perfect for this. So now let's get down here and let's get to the, this takes a little while, so I'm gonna doodle this out in quick motion. So buckle your seatbelt. Now we're gonna let this cool to about room temperature, and then we're gonna pull the cake out. We're gonna flip this over and lay it right on top of it. If you wait until this gets like say you put it in the fridge with parchment paper, it doesn't stick to the parchment paper at all. And so you actually can have the pieces come off and stuff. Now, if you did it with like some plastic paper or some wax paper, it might hold up better, but I don't have any of that. So when you don't have something, you do with what you can. Let me pull the doodle out from under it. And, ooh, look, you can see a spot where I did a little spillage. We'll wipe that guy off. Now it doesn't exist. Now we're just waiting on it to cool off a little bit and pull the ganache out and lay it right on top of it. And we're gonna look fancy. We've given it a few minutes to cool off some. Let's take and, now try to keep this as flat as possible. I know sometimes that's the bigger challenge than actually doing the actual project. We'll try to keep it flat. Pick it up, flip it over, and center it. Oh yeah. Now, the good thing is the ganache will actually chill it down, make it cold. I'm just gonna stick it back in the fridge just like this, let it sit for about 30 minutes or so. And when I pull it back out, we'll pull this off and let's see how well this works. And while we're waiting on the letters to set, let's go ahead and take this one. We're gonna kind of take our butter knife, we're gonna work all the way around the edge. That way we loosen it from the spring form. Let's go ahead and crack it open and see if it works. Oh, look at that. Perfect delivery. Let's see, let me raise it up here and look at it on the camera. Look at there. You got all them good layers. You got the cookies, the chocolate, and the peanut butter, and the ganache. Let me put this on a display so that way we can spin around and around. Now the good thing is when we took and flipped over the bottom of the springboard, it gives us a spot to kind of get a hold of here. So that way we can slide it right off and it didn't stick down in here, it was right on top. And now for the paper. Ooh, look at that. Perfect. And we have us dessert. This is gonna be good. Oh, but before I cut into this, let's see how the other one looks now. All right, let's see if our chocolate has done just exactly what it was supposed to do. Peel this from the edge. Oh, got a letter sticking. Ooh, look at there. Bigfoot is definitely cooking. Now let's go ahead, let me wash my knife and we'll release this one from the mold and get a good picture of it. All right, there we have it, delicious and delightful. I tell you what, let's go ahead and let's make up some slices and let's see how this puppy looks. Let's just come in right here. Oh, and come in right here. Oh, what have we got hiding inside? Ooh, look at there. That, my friends, is dessert extraordinaire. Pardon me while I work on my clean plate award, because I have been waiting on this for a good day or so now. I mean, you got the Chips Ahoy on the bottom, the chocolate, the peanut butter, more chocolate. Oh, watch it go bye-bye. Hey, we have a winner right here. So until next time, y'all take care. And remember, Bigfoot is real, really sweet toothy. because we want the melted butter to become unmelted butter. That way, butter. We want the butter to be butter. So to get this started, I'm actually going to make 2 pies. Let me get the pies. All right, that was a good 4 ounces for each pie. We're going to need 20 cookies for each pie. So here's our pie crusts out of the fridge. They look exactly the same. Now we're going to add in our cup of sugar, which should be a half a cup for a normal pie. All right, so that was 4 ounces for each of the pies. So together,